It's a war of attrition between Arturo Vidal and Barcelona, and you know it's serious when they bring money into the mix. What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? BugaLuis here, and as you may have known already, Arturo Vidal has sued Barcelona for 2.4 million euros that the club owns him in extra bonuses of games that he has supposed to kind of play, and then a bonus because simply he has played those games and Barca are refusing to kind of pay that amount. Right straight from the get-go, without getting into any transfer news or whatever, I just think that is very bullshit if actual money is missing and Barca is denying to pay. Like, simply, that's not in at all the club I imagine I was following, you know? It's very, very kind of douchebaggy, very from an asshole perspective if the club is doing so. I'm not judging, I'm just saying it would be very bad if that's what's going on. However, I think that this might also be kind of like a tactic from Arturo Vidal and his agent to push a move through. We know that Barcelona are very kind of stingy in the way that they want to negotiate now, because they're refusing to let Arturo Vidal go unless a sum of more than 25 million euros will come for him. And seeing that Barca paid 18 with bonuses included already to Bayern Munich for his signature last season, it's kind of a very big ask. So Arturo Vidal, here's what he's doing with his agent, in my opinion, is let, of course, some of this threat kind of tense, you know, kind of tense up, so that there's a little bit of frustration between his camp and the club. And then the club will be inclined to kind of get annoyed by his actions and just completely sell Arturo Vidal out of pure, sheer kind of just anger. I think that's a tactic that has worked sometimes. Dembélé did the very same thing to come here to Barcelona. Pogba is trying to do the same thing to get out of Manchester United. So it's a tactic that is proven and it kind of works. I just think we should kind of keep this in mind before we kind of like analyze or scrutinize either of the two parties. That's just my position in it right now. So another opinion that you probably want from me is the title, "Let Arturo Vidal leave," or "Sell Arturo Vidal now." Why do I say this? Because of very good reasons. The very first one of those simply being that he's not playing enough. Ernesto Valverde, for whatever reason, is not putting him in games where he should be there. I'm thinking that something shady is going on under the table, where the kind of board is saying to Valverde, don't put Arturo, you know, because then we will need to pay an extra kind of 3 million. And that's where we get all of these kind of situations with the payments and kind of owed sums and stuff like that. So that is one thing. The second one is because simply there's a new kind of breed of midfielders coming through in Riqui Puig. I mean, Carlos Aleña has already gone on loan to Real Betis, and that is a very good shout. Not only because he's going to be getting the experience of kind of playing now in the first division, probably, hopefully, week in and week out, but then because Riqui Puig has the opportunity to kind of fill that spot in the first team, and that's what I want to see. I think also that if we sell Arturo Vidal, and imagine if we complete a clean sweep and sell Ivan Rakitic, Riqui Puig could be now moved into that spot and be kind of like the first or second substitute to any of the three midfielders. Ciro Roberto could also be moved in there, and then Musa Waye could be pushed to the right back position. It makes a lot of sense, you know, get rid of not necessarily the deadwood, but the players in decline, and then let the other youngsters kind of fill those spaces. For me, it's a good opportunity for Riqui Puig, honestly. And I would sell Arturo Vidal and loaning Carlos Aleña. I can bear Carlos Aleña getting out of the club, because honestly, I wouldn't have loaned him out. But if he had to loan out, then the only thing that I want in return is Riqui Puig finally getting a first team number so that he can play with us, not only in games like Copa del Rey. I want to see Riqui Puig more often in the second half of the season. And who knows, maybe he might be the secret key that we are all waiting for. Maybe he's that guy to unlock this Barca side that right now is not clicking. Now, if you allow me, I want to elaborate a little bit more on Carlos Aleña and his loan to Real Betis. So this loan is until the end of this season. It's not a one-year loan like you see on like unlike FIFA, you know, that you can only loan them for 1 year. No, this is a 6-month loan to Real Betis. And I already mentioned how I think it's great that he's going to be getting extra minutes. And I'm not saying that he will be week in and week out. I would certainly hope him to do so. But Ruby might be a guy that kind of plays him one game, maybe not the other, but certainly kind of try him out around the field. And the best thing that he can get from this, and what Barca can get in return, is that I think we will get a more marketable player, if you know what I mean. Right now, I think Aleña is in a stage where La Liga kind of knows who he is, and sometimes kind of guys that watch Barcelona individually. But if you go to the Premier League and you go Aleña, they kind of some people might know him, but others would be like, oh, he's like a Barcelona, like a La Masia graduate. He's a youngster for Barca and stuff like that, and they don't know exactly what he does, how he plays, and stuff like that. I think that's the best thing for Aleña right now to get. We are seeing it that someone like Cucurella is doing that more and more often when he's at Getafe. Just imagine if he goes to an even bigger club, be that like a Sevilla or a Valencia, or maybe even return to Barcelona. His stock will rise a lot. And that is what we would see, in my opinion, with Carlos Aleña going to Real Betis. What was very strange for me was that just before the loan happened from, you know, Aleña to Real Betis, he was getting more minutes under Valverde. He was playing like 2 games on the bounce. And I'm not trying to be, you know, very pessimistic, but it looked like Valverde or the club was only playing him simply because they wanted to give some exposure for other clubs to realize that he's actually a decent player, you know, just to kind of like sell him a little bit more. And that shouldn't be the case, because all of those games he actually played pretty well. And I'm just very sad that these kind of players, they never get the opportunity. He's only 1 year older than Riqui Puig. Let's remember that. We think that Riqui Puig is kind of like this really young kid, but no, he's 20 years old. Carlos Aleña is 21 years old, so it's also not that big of a bounce. He was playing last season in the first team, and then this season his chances, they didn't evolve at all. So I'm kind of like hoping that this loan, as Patrick Kluivert has said, that it can help Riqui Puig, but then again it can also help Carlos Aleña, because we will get rid of what I'm saying, this dead wood, so that next season these 2 players will get the chances that they finally deserve. So it's just hopefully it's going to be kind of like a kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and get Riqui Puig and Aleña finally in the team, in the first team, and get them working. So that's gonna be everything for today, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed this video. Certainly I want to know your opinions about the loan from Aleña. I know that a lot of you are gonna be very angry because he was kind of like the only different midfielder that we had, and one that was actually trying to go forward and dribble past one, very similar to someone like Frankie de Jong. And if Arthur doesn't come healthy back from his injury, which apparently now it seems is going to be like 3 weeks more, well, Aleña was a good option. And if we're selling Vidal, if we are going to sell Rakitic, which right now doesn't seem that likely, but may happen still, Carlos Aleña was certainly going to have some chances, right? But no, he had to go to Real Betis, and now it's gonna be good for him. Yes, it's gonna be good for the club. I'm not that sure, but that's what I want to know from you down below. But well, I guess I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Ciao.